Well, one of Hollywood's favourite bestie duos could be no longer with Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Travis Kelce, unfollowing Blake Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, on Insta.
Again, why I am so proud of Travis Kelce for doing his little subtle protest here, because it is a big move. Travis is like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm unfollowing him. I don't want to see him in my feed. I can't stand it anymore. He could have muted him, but he chose to unfollow him. Hugh and Ryan's boss, Marvel, is being dragged into court. Yet another example of why Taylor, Travis, Selena, all of them are like, that girl's bad news. And Travis at the same time doesn't want to deal with this nonsense. Like, he's like, who are these fake Hollywood nobodies? I don't want to deal with them. And I gotta say, I do appreciate that about him. While Ryan's out there playing the still Hollywood game, there's a lot of people that I'm sure he's nervous around, hence why those appearances have seemed a little off. Taylor Swift isn't allowed to make a comment like that. She just doesn't. Her brand's too big. She can't get involved. She's way too involved with Blake. And clearly she could end all of this with one little tweet, a simple like, promoting of Blake's new movie. Any little move by Taylor could, make it clear we're still cool. Taylor's choosing not to. Maybe because of Travis, Taylor, all these people, there was a message that was brought back to Blake and Ryan. You guys better clear your names. Otherwise, we can't be seen with you because now you're damaged goods. That's how Hollywood works.
In what can only be described as the ultimate celebrity plot twist of 2025, Travis Kelce just detonated a bombshell that shook the Hollywood hierarchy to its core. During what was supposed to be a lighthearted live TV moment, Kelce pulled off something few in his position would dare to do. He called out Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively publicly, directly, and with what sources say were damning receipts. This wasn't a vague, coded message. This was a scorched-earth statement that sent the entire entertainment world into a tailspin.
So, according to Page 6, it's all because of the messy legal battle between Blake and her It Ends With Us co-star, Justin Baldoni, which Tay-Tay got dragged into. And now it looks like the pop star and her man want to distance themselves from the whole drama.
Until recently, the bond between Travis Kelce and Ryan Reynolds seemed untouchable. With their shared media presence and crossover fan bases, many assumed the bromance was solid. That illusion shattered when, in the middle of a live interview, Kelce made an off-the-cuff comment about not backing people who back fake companies to justify privacy violations. The moment was quick, but unmistakably sharp, and it didn't take long for the internet to decode the reference.
Did Travis unfollow Ryan Reynolds? Maybe he didn't follow him in the first place. What I can tell you is that Ryan Reynolds does follow Travis, and that Travis could easily, in this kind of moment, because this is a big public story, followed him to just kind of like create the perception that all is well. But we are not seeing that. That has not happened yet.
Just days before the interview, fans noticed something subtle but significant. Travis Kelce had unfollowed Ryan Reynolds on Instagram. In Hollywood, that's the digital equivalent of slamming the door and throwing away the key. Initially, fans speculated it might have been a glitch, or maybe a quiet falling out. But after the live TV comments, the gloves came off.
Do you think Travis really did unfollow? Someone said to me this morning, why didn't he just, mute her?
Many sources are saying that he did, in fact, unfollow Ryan. Right. So, it speaks to the fact that this is such a big story that we don't really know, and yet it is making such headlines.
Kelce's statement was no isolated moment. It came at the apex of a spiraling PR disaster involving Blake Lively, her alleged use of illegally obtained messages, and a now infamous lawsuit against actor Justin Baldoni. Reports allege that Lively's legal team leveraged texts pulled from a hacked iCloud account to fuel the case, all under the guise of a shell company called Vans & Inc., a corporate ghost that hadn't been active in any real capacity for years.
If they hadn't sued, if they had just moved forward and those texts and everything that Taylor and everybody else saw if they just didn't come out, I think these guys would be fine. We wouldn't have known. We would have maybe called out Blake a little bit if she was mean, but she would have been on her best behavior at the next junket. And honestly, if she had just invited Kirsty to the Another Simple Favor junket, God, it was so easy to fix this.
The theory is this. When the New York Times refused to cover the story without a legitimate subpoena, Blake's team allegedly created a fake lawsuit using Vans & Inc. to generate the illusion of legal legitimacy. They needed something, anything, to give weight to the evidence they had. even if that meant forging legal documents. The goal wasn't to win the lawsuit, the goal was to win the press. And Ryan Reynolds, allegedly, he knew. Court documents and whistleblower testimony suggest Reynolds not only knew about the legal strategy, but may have greenlit several media placements painting Baldini and his former associate Jennifer Abel as unstable or dishonest. This transformed what might have been a contained legal matter into a full-blown media circus, complete with celebrity cameos, paparazzi photo ops, and red carpet performances that felt more like distraction tactics than genuine appearances. Now back to Kelce. Sources close to the NFL star say he'd been biting his tongue for months. But after Blake Lively hijacked the Time 100 gala and the Wrexham victory parade to flaunt her marriage and distract from the legal chaos, Kelce snapped. Behind closed doors, he reportedly told friends he couldn't keep pretending like it's all good when they're out here playing spy games with people's lives. Then came the receipts. During his TV appearance, Kelce referenced federal filings and media collusion, nodding directly at the very documents that journalists and legal experts have cited in connection with the case. Though he didn't mention names, the implications were loud and clear. Blake and Ryan were no longer just A-listers. They were alleged players in what some insiders are calling one of the most aggressive, underhanded PR ops in recent Hollywood history. The fallout was immediate. Twitter lit up with hashtags like @KelceUnfollowed and #RyanExposed. Fans took sides. Some defended Reynolds, claiming he was just protecting his wife. Others applauded Kelce for stepping out of the celebrity echo chamber and calling out corruption, even if it cost him connections in high places. Taylor Swift, ever the queen of controlled silence, made no public statement. But her lack of interaction with Blake Lively that weekend didn't go unnoticed. Swift, who had been closely tied to Lively through years of mutual support and shared public appearances, suddenly went radio silent. No likes, no comments, no reposts, not even a congratulatory nod for Wrexham's win. It became painfully obvious that even Swift was putting distance between herself and the crumbling facade that Ryan and Blake were struggling to maintain. In fact, many fans speculated that Kelce's unfollowing of Reynolds was more than just a personal move. It was a coordinated signal from both him and Swift that they were done playing along. Meanwhile, Blake Lively continued her campaign of curated denial, posting photos from Wrexham's victory, attending multiple premieres, and acting as though she wasn't facing serious allegations of privacy invasion. Lively leaned hard into the everything is fine aesthetic. Full glam, red carpets, carefully posed pictures, it was all there. And the public? They weren't buying it. One legal expert commented, "This isn't just about accessing a phone, it's about weaponizing private data to destroy reputations, and then creating a fake legal structure to cover your tracks." The phrase abusive process began trending as journalists dug into the court documents, which included direct references to Lively's legal team using improperly obtained information and potentially forging legal documents to support their claims. Even more damning, Jennifer Abel's legal team revealed that Lively's associate, Stephanie Jones, allegedly had access to Abel's iCloud account well into 2025, long after their professional relationship ended. That's not negligence. That's premeditated surveillance, and it's being treated as such. In legal terms, if the allegations are proven true, Lively's team could face sanctions, disbarment, or even criminal charges. More importantly, the ripple effects could unravel any legal case they've tried to build. As one insider put it, "If you poison the well, you don't get to serve the water." Reynolds, once considered one of the most charming and marketable stars in the business, has seen his reputation take a nosedive. His Deadpool image, sarcastic, self-aware, likable, no longer fits. Online, he's being called everything from Blake's human shield to Hollywood's damage control puppet. At the heart of this storm is the question of complicity. Did Ryan Reynolds knowingly support a fraudulent lawsuit? Did he enable the use of stolen data to support a false narrative? Or was he simply too close to see what was really happening? Whatever the truth, the perception is set. And in Hollywood, perception is everything. As for Kelce, he's emerged from this looking more principled than ever. In an industry where silence often equals self-preservation, his decision to speak out, even subtly, was a rare moment of honesty. And it hit harder than any touchdown. Not only did it reignite scrutiny on the Lively Reynolds media machine, but it also shifted public sentiment. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't about whether Blake and Ryan looked cute on the red carpet. It was about whether they had crossed ethical and legal lines to protect their image. And with Kelce's receipts, subtle as they may have been, the dam has cracked. It's unclear what comes next. Legal experts expect more filings, more subpoenas, and potentially federal intervention if the iCloud access is confirmed to be both intentional and unauthorized. The New York Times has already distanced itself from the initial reporting, and other outlets are now reassessing their coverage of the couple. Travis Kelce's move wasn't just symbolic, it was strategic. By pulling out of the lively Reynolds PR loop, he's made it clear he won't be complicit in any potential cover-up. And in doing so, he set a new standard for celebrity accountability. Ryan Reynolds, once the poster child for Hollywood charm, now finds himself at a crossroads. Will he come clean? Will he defend his actions? Or will he double down, continuing to play the role of devoted husband while the walls close in? As for Blake Lively, her next public move will be scrutinized like never before. The days of whimsical Instagram captions and pastel power suits might be behind her. Because this isn't just a media hiccup, it's a credibility crisis. One thing is certain, the public is watching. And this time, they're not looking for a rom-com ending. They're looking for answers.